Peace, 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 peace. What's going on, y'all? This is Chocolate Amun Ra. Part 2. The special school. Yes. It's a special school. But we ain't talking about ancient history today. We're talking about what you doing to elevate yourself. How you going out there, outside, and contribute to what you believe in. Are you telling the truth? Are you going deep down into the rabbit hole and find out the truth about our ancient ancestors? Or you just want to walk around believing our ancient ancestors was the superior people and they ain't do no wrong? We're here to talk about today different topics and different issues. And are you contributing into your melanin race? And as your melanin race, do they really give a damn about you? Let's get it started. Let's pay all due respects to the Creator. The sun rises. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Amun. We're going to put in that work today. We're going to put that work in today. Because see, what I'm tired of doing is just posting videos and things like that. I'm tired of posting up videos and things like that. That's why when you see me do videos, I'm not repeating the same thing. Staying in the same circle, in the same project. Nah. You're going to hear me talking outside. You're going to hear me giving lectures outside. As a matter of fact, let's get into it. Let's get into one of my lectures. I'm outside talking. This one here is recently because some people have a problem and issues because they want to get all indulged into this African thing. Now, understand, when I'm talking about Africa, y'all got to understand something here. If you really don't know about Africa the way you think you do, it's going to be some issues. And I already got videos about Africa already here, but I want to give you the video that I was doing, basically talking about how you're getting all upset about things that you really shouldn't get upset about. You can't control what's going on. You can't control it, and you might as well accept it. Real talk. You know, you can get over emotional and lose control of yourself, but you can't stop the slavery that's going on over there. The government don't want you to stop that. What about the slavery here? Can you control that? Huh? Can you control the slavery that's happening here? That's what I want to know. Y'all thought about that? Oh, you don't think no slavery is here in the United States? It's under the radar. You don't even know it could be in your face. Let me give you a small example. You ever seen like a Filipino woman, right? A Filipino woman is taking care of a white baby, or a Jamaican woman, taking care of a white baby. You thinking they're getting the full benefits? You think they're getting the full benefits of what's going on? Think about it. You think they're getting paid? Some of them not getting paid. Some of them live in-house. Okay? They live in-house and They get a chance to live there and eat for free because they got to cook the food. They got to keep the house clean. I bet you a lot of you don't even know that. I bet you anybody with money, a lot of you don't know that. That's a sign of slavery. Now the person don't complain about it because they never lived in that type of comfortable feeling before. So they don't really complain. So don't think just because they didn't complain it's not a sign of slavery. But as long as they've been abused, anything like that. You understand? So remember, we're dealing with so I'm going to show you a video when I was outside dropping this jewels, and yes, I'm talking about Africa, because we got to separate this stuff here, because you don't know anything about Africa the way you think. You reading the books, watching the movies, doing the documents, that doesn't mean you know anything about Africa. Have you ever made a pilgrimage to Africa? Now, when I say Africa, it's the continent. The continent of Africa. Because you don't know what nation I'm specifically talking about. Let me drop this jewels on you real quick. Yo, peace. This is Chocolate Amun Ra. Let me ask y'all a question. How y'all doing, first of all? Is everything fine? Is everything good? Let me ask y'all a question. We keep talking about going back to Africa. We want to unite. We want to live in Africa. Now, when you say Africa, what nation are you talking about? What nation? What nation of Africa are you talking about? I mean, now I like my African spirituality, but I'm gonna be on the real. I'm gonna be on the realistic. I don't know nothing about Africa. Okay, we got to sit here and don't realize that you got to take shots. You got to get all kinds of vaccine shots. Pay attention to me now. You got to take all kinds of vaccine shots, and when you do go back to Africa, if you choose to do so, you're gonna take on a sacrifice that you really have to believe that going back to Africa, you're gonna have to basically start all over because you don't know nothing about Africa. That's one. Two, if you think you're gonna go into the rich territory, meaning rich, where they build cities in Africa and certain spots, because I think it's like 50 something nations in Africa, not states, nations, and you got to make sure, do your homework, because you just can't walk up to any parts of Africa and go, okay, I'm going to live there. It don't work like that. According to the research that I've done, and I only did a little bit, and just to see from both sides, on the negative and the positive side, according to that, you got to get a lot of work done, paperwork done. Then you get these people walking around here talking about revolutionary. Revolutionary what? Didn't you learn anything about the Black Panthers, the Disciples, and all these other different organizations that was existing at that time? What did they do to that? Stop talking like, oh yeah, you're not part of the revolutionary. You ain't down with that shit. Y'all just be talking. Y'all just be talking about revolutionary and black power. You only recycling what was done already. You got to understand in the 70s and the 60s that the people that was in the movement at that time, they believed in what they believed in, and they wasn't just talking on Facebook. They was putting in that work. There wasn't no Facebook talking, wasn't no tweeting and all that stuff. They was putting that work in there for real talk. Now I'm glad he said that, which is me. Now, Understand the reason why I said that is because when you go dealing with the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, all these cameras and things like that was non-existent. You had cameras for photographic, to do photos. You didn't have a telephone that was built-in camera, built-in encyclopedia, and built-in dictionary, and you can get all these apps and put on this phone. You're a walking photographer, walking newscaster. You everything in this one smartphone. Now, when you go 30 years ago, I'm 50. When you go 30 years ago, you did not hear none of this information about Brazil, Europe, England, Spain. We didn't hear none of these things here. You didn't hear anything of South or North America, unless they talked about it in school. And it was in small brackets, very small brackets, might I add. We didn't hear nothing about Africa the way they talk about Africa now. And even now they barely talk about Africa. Understand this. A lot of you sit up and you get all angry, right? You get all angry when you post and you get emotional when you post because you want things to go fast. But I say it again, you're not doing no research. You're on your computers probably 7 to 12 hours a day. And then you just type in information, pressing buttons, grabbing in information from out the air, and then you posting this shit. Well, in the 70s and the 60s, you couldn't do that. Somebody had to bring the literature, meaning paper, or get the information by going direct to the source. Now, how fast you thought that information was getting around in the communities? It wasn't. Because the communities were split up then, but there was in bigger bolts. You had this group of people who was in religion, and let me give you another insight. Black people in the 60s and the 70s was not religious the way you think they are. Trust that. Go back in time. Black people was not religious. I'm just telling you. We were Jehovah's Witness. I wasn't born a Jehovah's Witness. My mother always wasn't no Jehovah's Witness. They just happened to come to the house when I was like 4 or 5 years old. 4, 5, 6 years old. And when my memory served me correctly, matter of fact, I was older than that. So excuse me. I was older than that. I think I was like 9, between 8 and 9, when the Jehovah's Witnesses come to our house. So, my mother probably was looking for something because she wasn't into church. And I remember that. My mother used to take us to parks. And my father he worked all the time. So I think my mother became a Jehovah's Witness to put something else, to give us something to do. I believe that now. I didn't think she became a Jehovah's Witness because of the religion that she chose. I believe now she did it to keep us active in something positive in our mind. That's how my mother was. My father he did majority of the working when he was alive. So saying that to say this, a lot of our parents was not into religion. You became religious because you needed something to hold on to. And the longer you are engaged into that project, you get better and better and trying to get a better understanding of what's going on. This is facts. There was no information about Africa. We was in school, we learned Africa. Now I'm about to blow your mind. The first time we really got engaged to Africa was Roots by Alex Haley. I'm about to show you a clip.
In effect, you become the
This is Alex
And what it was,
Haley,
I was at the
the
time
director of
living in San
Roots,
Francisco, and I was trying to write that part
1977.
about this boy, 16, down in the hold of a slave ship
1977.
with 139 other people, because the ship's
That
cargo
means I
was
was 10 years
140
old.
she left Africa with.
Okay?
And I would write 30, 40 pages, and out it went. It just didn't grip. And you, a writer, know that before anybody else. You know it isn't right. And finally I realized I had no right, really, to be up in some high-rise carpeted apartment trying to write about him in that slave ship hold. So I flew to Africa, and I was able finally to book passage on a freighter coming from Liberia to the United States. And I got on it,
Liberia.
and I
Interesting.
made arrangements sort of that I could, after dinner each evening, I would go down in the second hold of the ship. And I don't know if you've been in freighters much. I was 20 years in the Coast Guard. I know, a good deal about ships. But the holds of ships are deep, dark, cavernous, cold. And down in there, the cargo was bales of raw rubber. And I found a big, rough timber they used to put between the cargo to keep it from shifting.
Okay, I just gave you the clip where Alex Haley looks like. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you Roots. I'm going to show you Roots right now. Just a small clip. Not a big clip, just a small clip.
This is how I heard about the boy, Kunta Kinte. And this is how I'll tell you the story. The two most important days in a man's life are the day he is born and the day that he understands why. There was once a rich and sophisticated city named Jufure in a Mandinka kingdom in West Africa. It was located on the banks of the Gambia below the Great River.
Now, I think that's the new one. Hold on, y'all. That's not the one I wanted to show y'all. I want to show you the old Roots. That was the new Roots. And matter of fact, hold on, bear with me. I'm getting it together. That's from 1977. That's supposed to be Kunta Kinte as a boy.
Keep moving down.
That's Kunta Kinte as a boy. Pay attention.
Come on, move. Move.
He's in Africa. What part of Africa we gotta know about? What nation? Find anything? See anything unusual? Pay attention. Pay attention.
Damn it!
Now, I showed you a small clip. You've seen Kunta Kinte when he was younger. If any one of you seen Roots? But did you see other black men dressed in full clothing, have weapons, walking with the white man? They weren't chained. They weren't with ropes. They were helping them capture other Africans. That was in 1977. Alex Haley done that. Many years ago, the first one I showed you, that was the new one, which I'm about to show you right now. Because to me, the new one is more specific and more detailed. And I like that. A lot of you didn't watch it, and I know you didn't watch it. A lot of you didn't watch it. A lot of you didn't watch it. I know a lot of you didn't watch the series Roots. Not the 1977 one. You should watch that too. But you should have watched the new version. They give you better description. They actually tell you how one nation decided they're going to take other Africans for money, resources, and they will go to war to doing this. And the other nations was basically stating this, tell them, yo, what are you doing? We all Africans. And he was like, nah, you from that tribe? I'm from this tribe. Mind your business. All these little hidden secrets that we don't seem to want to talk about. Discuss it. Huh? I'm gonna give you a little details. I'm gonna show you. Bear with me. Yeah, I got to understand this. Hold on. Here we go. I got to show you this. I got to show you this. Hold on. This is the clip. This is the clip.
Tina, I'm the right warrior. You know this.
Pay attention.
We both do. And everyone in Jufuda tells me what I can't do, but I know what I want.
I started from here so you can just go right into it.
Peace be upon you, brother.
Peace upon you, see?
Upon you.
They talking Islam,
You look familiar.
Muslim.
Yes. I think I have seen you. You are the boy of Amore Quinte. You speak Mandinka.
Mandinka tribe.
I speak many languages.
Look
How
at
else
that.
can a man make a living
They
yet on the
speak
government?
many languages. Watch this.
Go home, go.
Watch this closely.
Quickly. Or I will beat
Listen.
Each time your family pay for all the trouble they have caused me, Kunta. Come peacefully. The ransom negotiations should not take long. Then you can go free.
Go free. I am free.
Blood! Tell my father! Shoot her!
You see those other Africans? You see that? Pay attention. Pay attention.
How long must I endure your family? There will be no ransom. Sell the boy to the English with the other captives.
Sell the boy to the English. Sell the boy to the English.
What I feel.
Now, I showed you that so you get a better understanding. You keep thinking, you keep talking about Africa this and Africa that. That was a clip. Let you know, oh, it ain't gonna be about ransom now. Sell him to the English. And you heard when Kunta Kinte stated, but I don't think his name was Kunta Kinte in here, in the new version. But if it is, no problem, we'll fix that. He told him, we gonna have you for ransom, and then we let you go so you could be free. He said, what do you mean? I'm already free. And you say, Assalamu alaikum, my brother. Islam. Islamic in Africa. There are many different languages in Africa. But Islam, Muslim was one of them. They already was speaking it. So who we fooling? That's one. Two. You see how their headdresses was? Think about it. That was Moors. Moors dressed like that. Moors. The ancient Moors used to dress with their head wrapped around it. See, all these are clues. Like I said, you think you know. You think you know. Huh. Y'all better grow up. Because what you think you know is not what it is. You got to get knee deep. And I told you, this school session, totally different. African people sold each other. I'm going to show you a little bit more clips. They sold each other to make money. And they helped the white man destroy their enemy, whoever was their enemy in Africa. So if you had Mandinga going against Syria or Liberia, and they were enemies, they helped them. The white men is to catch you. They sold you. Wake up. It's happening now. I showed you videos, but I'll see you in 3. I'm Chocolate Amun Ra. We're going to get to this.
Hey, 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 hey.